Right, shalom and praises be unto Yahweh, Hashem Yahshai, Hashem Kakadash. Double honor unto the elder apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone who are well known to us his truth. Salutes to all you Arkham out there, yeah. Now, and a few believing sisters are off. Right, so this is from the Standard, yeah, UK, and dealing with rent and all of that, real estate, housing, property. Okay, it says rental price growth falls across London while national slowdown reaches 4-year low. London rent rose by 1.5% between April 2024 and April 2025. And the reason it's measured by April to April is because that is the beginning of the new financial year. Okay, and it says a marked slowdown on growth in the previous year. Now, the thing with economics, it's largely based upon analysis and reading between the lines. Someone may see the word slow down and think, it's getting easier. No, it's still getting harder. Rent is still going up. It's just that the speed of the price increase, specifically speaking on the topic of renting here, has slowed down, but it's still on an incline. Okay. So it says from April 2024 and April 2025, a marked slowdown on growth. Okay, so it's not that it's in the opposite direction. It's not that it's flatlined, or it's not that it's actually decreasing. There is still growth. It's just at a slower rate from April 2024 to April 2025, which just went. Okay, and it says rental price growth in London has fallen according to new data from Zoopla, although competition for homes to rent remains high. The property, and of course what landlords are going to do, landlords are going to go with the highest bidder, the person that's willing to pay the most. They're going to take them on as a tenant. Now, actually, what a lot of landlords are doing are actually selling up their properties, because the way the tax system used to work for landlords, they could make some profit, but the tax system has changed now, whereby landlords aren't making a profit. If anything, that property which they own is more of a liability to them. It's, the way the taxes, the way the taxman is regulated things, landlords can't be profitable anymore. So what a lot of landlords are doing are actually selling up their properties and just coming out of the game. That's been a predicament for landlords in the last maybe 3-4 years. With all these tax changes, they're not making money, they're actually losing money. So it says the property portal's largest rental data shows that average rents in London rose by 1.5% between April 24 to April 25, less than half the level of the previous year, when rent rose by 3.8%. Okay. Wow. So that means that there's a what? Less than half, man. Damn. So it says there are, with a variance over that would be 0.8, because 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3. So it says these are the lowest rates of rental inflation since 21, right? It says this means that while rents are still going up, all right? So you can't look at this and be like, oh, well, it's slowed down, so it's better for me. Nah. The housing predicament, in the private market and social housing is absolutely ridiculous over here in the UK. It's at the level where, if you rent a place and pay for your mobile phone bill, that's pretty much it. You're safe till next month, but whereas people could do a lot of things before, they could go out to the pubs and clubs and all of that, buy a couple of luxury goods, and things of that nature. People are having to just forfeit all of that, cut it out, and just pay for the basic necessities of life, because it's rents have gone up, man. And I'm gonna try and find another article about Rotterdam because some new data came out a couple of days ago that unemployment is at an all-time high in the UK. So people, aren't in employment. They're a part of the workforce, because to economically be a part of a workforce doesn't mean you need to be employed. Once you're looking for work or working, you're a part of the workforce. But just because you're a part of the workforce economically doesn't mean you're doing well or benefiting from your economic system. Okay? Because unemployment is high. So people are, if you're not working, you're relying on whatever little savings you have. That ain't gonna last forever. Or loans and things of that nature. Yeah. Family loans, bank loans, whatever. Credit cards, whatever, man. And, it's so bad. You got people financing food out here. Then Klarna, the finance, the buy now, pay later system thing. I think they're experiencing some issues. I got to check that out. I heard something about that because people weren't paying back, so now they're going down. So it's just fucked, man. People financing a cheeseburger and that. That's crazy, man. You talk about car finance and that. People financing a Happy Meal, man. A burger and fries. That is absolute madness. Okay. So it says this means that while rents are still going up, their growth has slowed considerably over last year. Rent have also increased less than the current rate of inflation at 3.5%. Okay. And there's some more data here. But pretty much, the reason I'm bringing this out is because, you could say, the economy is making a turnaround, because the highest indicator in any economy is its real estate. The first thing to react to the noise, which is the fluctuations in an economy, is real estate. Okay? It's one of the most transparent assets to show what direction an economy is flowing. Okay? So the reason I'm bringing this out is to pretty much highlight, just because the growth has slowed down don't mean that the rent prices ain't growing. No, they are. Okay, and that's in the scriptures, man. The grinding shall cease. People ain't in that mirth spirit. People ain't in that mirth spirit, man. I think that's in, where is that at? Nah, shut up, man. 12. No, I'm going to, was it 1 and 8? No. It's escaped me, 1 second. I know it's somewhere. Right, there we go. Verse 3. Not 13, verse 3. Shy. Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Now that's your economist. That's where you get the word economics from, the Greek oikonomia, which means household management. Right? The economists and all of that, which really goes back to your banking elite. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease because they are few. That's your unemployment. And those that look out the windows shall be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. No jobs. See, and I'm going to do a show on that. Unemployment going down. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So that mirth and spirit, pubbing, clubbing, drinking it up, it's done, man, because simply people ain't got the finances to back that mirth spirit kind of lifestyle anymore, man. You got people that drink to have fun and get wasted and club it up. If you're having a drink now, it's people trying to bury their sorrows, man. The temperature and timing is changed outside, man. So I just wanted to speak on that real quick and then, close it out, do another show on the unemployment thing, man. Shalom.